There's a little bit of a breaking news situation as Johnathan Hankins has agreed to terms with the Cowboys. I thought he was going to wait until training camp or maybe beyond, and maybe that was his plan until the Cowboys said, well, how about $1.5 million for 1 year? That's not a lot of money, but it is more than minimum, and he's got himself a deal, and the Cowboys have themselves a nose tackle that went a long way towards shoring up that run. You give me him, Van Der Esch, and Donovan Wilson on the field together at the same time, I'm pretty confident Cowboys are going to stop that run.
I will say this, going into this offseason, I didn't think that Stephen Jones and Adam Pacifica and those guys, I think they've had a hell of an offseason. I really do. I mean, I think they had a checklist of guys that they wanted or how they wanted to handle this offseason, and I think they've executed beautifully. The way it started with getting Donovan Wilson done, that thing sounded like at the Combine that was not even close.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they get that done. Then they get Van Der Esch done. Then out of the blue, Stephen Jones at the Combine makes a trade with Chris Ballard at the Colts. Good friends there. Probably talked about it at the Combine, maybe even on the bus. And now, I mean, this was one of the last ones that they were looking at, and now they can go draft.
And they're trying to get Carlos Watkins
and Watkins doing too. And It's so funny, but Steven, Adam, those guys have they've done a hell of a job.
Who are their good DTs? Okay, you have Hankins, you want Watkins back. Do you hold spots for Osa and Quentin Bohanna and Neville Gallimore?
Osa you do.
Osa's the only one.
The thing that you want, and Todd Archer and I were talking about this the other day, and he makes absolute sense of this. The thing with Hankins is big body guy that knows how to play. Bohanna, big body guy that doesn't know how to play yet.
Same with Neville Gallimore now.
Neville Gallimore, we've given him chances,
right.
though. That's what I'm saying.
It's just not good.
You move on from that, but you're kind of hopeful that Bohanna can learn the game like Hankins has over his years of playing.
Yeah,
that's. I think that Todd made a great point about
the
that.
one guy they've kind of seemed to find something with, and he really peaked towards the end of the year by kicking him inside at the beginning of the season, but it took a little while. Was Golston? Chauncey Golston, I think, also has given them a little something inside the tackle.
Okay, I like the sound of that, Chief.
As a penetrator, I do like that. Well, I just was curious. I mean, do you have much in the way of critiques at all for them for this offseason? Because I know that overall it's been a really good offseason. Are you going like perfect?
No, I mean, to me, my expectations were, they're going to get Jake McQuaid done, and then they're going to go draft. I wasn't expecting them to get guys done. I wasn't expecting Donovan
to keep everybody in at Gilmore.
No. Yeah.
I mean, they did mess
Gilmore,
up.
Cooks.
They probably did mess up on the Tony Pollard thing. They wanted certainty at running back.
There you go. If you want to go through, and I think there's guys over there that would admit they didn't want to be in the running back game.
Yeah.
But you get coaches that are saying, well, wait a minute, how are we going to function without Pollard? You know, it's the same thing that I'm sure that Dan Quinn stood up on the table for Donovan Wilson. Hey, how are we going to play? That was one of the things that they were talking about going all the way back to like the Senior Bowl, the Combine, getting Donovan Wilson done. And as you heard the narrative coming out of Indianapolis, it's not even close. And they narrowed the gap. And sometimes it's about the coaches say, hey, we'd like to get this guy. I think that's what happened to them on the running back.
Okay.
I think that's what happened to them.
There's another thing on Cowboys Twitter. Hankins, the big one. Earlier, Adam Schefter had tweeted the race between Herbert, Hurts, Burrow, and Lamar Jackson is on. Talking about the race to get deals done with players for teams. Because if you're at the end of that line, you're probably going to give your guy $5 million more per year than the guy who signs first. Or it's possible $2, $3, $4, $5 million more, as every agent's going to try to push it forward a little bit. And if you wait a year, it could be even more. When you get into the 2024 offseason, a ton of new TV money comes in. So they talk about those four guys, but this really impacts Dak. And that's why I bring it up for Cowboys Twitter. All these deals are going to push his value up. And I don't feel like Dak and his agent really want to do a deal with the Cowboys before all of these are done. I think time is on their side. The money comes in.
They've proven that.
If Dak and his agent were wanting to do a deal to help the Cowboys, they would have done it already.
Yeah.
The Cowboys told us when they restructured, we can't get a new deal done. So I don't think Dak and his agent are coming off their position at all that we're extracting absolute maximum value. I think all of these will get done, and then Dak will be like, okay, now it's my turn. What's the number? Is it 50? Is it 52? Could we have gotten to 53? Could we jump to 60 with all the huge TV money coming in 2024? Somebody's going to push it there for sure.
Definitely. Yeah, that's happening. And I think it very well could happen with Dak, but it's going to happen with guys before Dak for sure.
Yeah, I mean, right now you've got the Herbert negotiations going on. The Bengals are going to try to get Burrow done. The Eagles, the owners' meetings have said that they've already started talking with Jalen Hurts. All these contracts are going to get done, and that's why behind the scenes I do think that the Cowboys are probably trying to talk with Todd France, and that's why they keep saying, like, hey, we hope we just wake up one day and it's done. They don't want the whole media frenzy that went on for years leading up to it the last time, but it's again, just like we talked about it when they kind of dragged their feet on it previously and had to pay more. If you do plan on extending Dak Prescott, it's better to go ahead and do it now before these other guys get signed.
Yeah.
Offer him $5 and $250 right now. It'll probably end up saving you $50 million.
I hope that of all the guys that you just mentioned, I hope the last one to get it's old Hurtsy Hurts. Not
he'll be
not
the most
his,
expensive.
Yeah, because then his will be the highest dollar.
That.
So please wait it out. Play the long game, Jalen. You're going to get your bag. I promise.
I think the thing about it is what terrifies me is not the Cowboys. What terrifies me is Todd France. Yeah. That's what terrifies me. And give him credit.
He's good.
He held it, and you know what? The Cowboys, they did what they did to get it done. They went on the short. I wouldn't be surprised they go on the short again. I really wouldn't. I would say, hey, listen, we can't get something long-term done. Maybe we're going to go on the short. And Todd France might agree to it to give Dak another opportunity to get another contract in 3 years or time,
Best quarterback in the conference. He might deserve it.